Hello and welcome to This Week in Magic for July 5th, 2019. This week we've got a ton of stuff that has happened. We have, obviously, the pre-release for Core 2020 comes out this weekend, and there's some important information you may want to note this weekend for it. We've also got the Mastery Pass to talk about, and oh my god, that is something else entirely of its own that needs, it's almost needs its own video. But I'm still going to talk about it here today, and a few things that have changed with the meta in MTG Arena around Core 2020, what's working, what's not, and however many things there are. So, there is this weekend, there's the Red Bull Untapped qualifier. I know I did speak of this back when it was announced. People just had to apply to try and get in on this. There's prizes here. It's a Modern Horizon sealed for the qualifying events, so it's a little bit confusing because originally there was talk that this was going to be an arena event, and I believe there is still an arena event that qualifies for you, but then you gotta fly there, do all this, do that, so there's something like that to be aware of that's going on the Red Bull Twitch channel, so that will be interesting to see how things pan out with the viewership of that. That'll actually probably give us a better idea of where Magic the Gathering is going to sit in the esports world than the Twitch streams that Magic has been doing. Side note, someone got their foil sheet printed and framed, because that Quip toothbrush with the Energizer battery, that's way to go Hasbro on that one. Star City Games came up with a very interesting misprint that is going on with Core 2020. They don't know if it's actually a wide-scale problem within Core 2020, so do be on the lookout for this going into this weekend. This is kind of a bit of a PSA. Corpse Knight is reporting that it's a 2/3 on some of the initial cards. I believe it is a 2/2 creature. That is what it is in Arena, so there is a misprint. We don't know if it's wide-scale yet of this card in paper, so do be on the lookout for that this weekend. There's also reports of the Japanese alternate art planeswalkers. There's already fake ones hitting the market. Apparently they're not that easy to spot. You do have to look down at the war logo for the Japanese packs. If it has the star in it, it's real. If it does not and has just a dot, it is not real. So do be on the lookout for that in people's trade binders, because these have gone crazy across the board. As far as I know, this is just in Japan right now, but this will become a wide-scale problem. And if you're ordering on eBay, do be on the lookout for that also. Okay, well, with the new Mastery system, they did roll it out as follows. I've already reached level 8 because there's been a few codes that have come out, which I will share here later on. This Mastery system is really jank, and I gotta say, with this weekend's pre-release, there's people that are going there in the lookout for the pre-release code that will allow you to do the Mastery system maybe at a bit of a discount, because you're thinking you're going to get gems from the drafting code that is normally in these pre-release kits. However, I have got it confirmed from one person in particular I know very well. They have confirmed this with me, and I was alerted to this by a Reddit post in the first place, and then I had to figure it out for myself. The code in the pre-release kits is only giving 6 free packs. It does not give you a draft token. So that's what's being reported. I don't know if this is maybe a bug, because there has not been actual info given from Wizards of the Coast at the time of me recording this video. I believe this is something that they should be upfront with people when the pre-release was being released, when the mastery system was being released. This is another thing that they're hiding from all of us about this system. So the good about this system, you get all this free stuff. You can get upwards to 2,000 gems back from the 3,400 that you put into it. So really, it does come down to it kinda is worth it in that sense. The bad of this system, part of the system is they're giving away... Well, sorry, the first thing is, anytime you click on this for more information, it does not show you any more information other than buy this thing, which is really annoying, because if you want to look at every skill, you just can hover it over it to see certain things. But once every 10 days, possibly once every 10 levels, really, I shouldn't say 10 days because it's once a week at this point, they're giving away a Planeswalker pack. Planeswalker. This is brutal. The fact that they're giving away the Planeswalkers from the packs, or from the decks, is not cool. These, in most cases, are just jank walkers. They're not going to do anything great to your arena set. If you're playing at a competitive level, these are going to do nothing for you in the game, and it's just, here's a free card. Yay. Yeah. And the real ugly thing about this mastery system is that they did not tell us how it was going to work in the first place. There's technically not a cap on experience in a day, because they're giving you other codes that will give you the experience to level up properly. There will be events. When you complete the events, they will give you more experience. But as it sits right now, for the most part, you can only earn 1,000 experience per day, which is equal to 1 level. I believe this is not a good way to do business. Bring it back to the weekly. Let people maybe have a weekly cap of 7,000 experience if you want to control that. Slowing this down and forcing people to log in every day and making people win 3 times for that extra 200 experience is not the way to do this at all. It is not an esport thing to do. It's a mobile game thing to do. If this was in a mobile game scenario where you're able to do this on a cell phone, on a tablet, and you're able to log into it anywhere in the world, sure. But instead, this is a game that you have to sit in front of a computer and play. This is not a game that is out there in the mobile market yet. This might be something that will go to the mobile market, and at that point, maybe that's when we do this, because Hearthstone is doing that, and they're taking this kind of directly from other passes that have been out there, but they're mobile games, or they're games that the system, it only unlocks cosmetic. The fact that this is rewarding you with extra packs, extra gold, and stuff like that, it's not the way to do it. I believe this is a big mistake in the game, and I hope it does get reversed. In the free aspect, you do get, when you get up to level 72, you get 5 of these mastery orbs altogether, which can unlock you 1 color plus 1 more if you want to go that route. This is not the way to do things. I'm really unimpressed with this. I would like to be able to fill up this entire tree without having to go into that Mastery Pass system, even if I've got to spend gold to do it. These are just card styles. These card styles should not be worth anything more than what they are. They're just a card style. They're not a card. They don't have any value to them. So why should we have to spend gems on something that's worth absolutely no value other than it looks neat and bogs down your system performance? That's another note with this mastery system that's come into play and all these card styles, is we're getting reports of people actually seeing performance issues in Arena, and it's creeping up, and it's creating problems. There was, when this update went live, over half the player base could not log in because of these performance issues and other login issues that they were having, and it took them multiple hours to work it out. And as far as I know, there hasn't been any compensation for that. It did cost them, I think, a lot of money because people were away from the game. This nickel and diming of our pocketbook is not nice. I don't think this is the way to do things, especially with the pre-release kits. That draft allowed people that only go to a pre-release, and that's what some people do. They only go to these pre-releases to learn the game. I believe that draft code allowed people to explore other formats with the system, and this is something that people need to be aware of. Another thing that was updated with Core Set 2020. First off, you have the London Mulligan now comes into effect at all phases. There are some stores that have decided not to adopt the London Mulligan, so do double check with your store to make sure the London Mulligan is either live or it's not live, dependent on the store. Apparently they're allowed to do this and keep the Vancouver Mulligan in at a store base location, so do know that. Check in with some of your stores. But there was also some comprehensive rule changes, and one in particular does affect Standard in a very unique way, because I've shown this on stream, I've had videos on this with and around Spark Double. The way things were working with Spark Double, if you got it out onto the field as Spark Double, not as a copy of something, with a 1-1 counter on it, which there was various ways to do it. You have Rhythm of the Wild, you have Teferi's Time Twist, you have Neoform, other ways that you can bring it out and have that 1-1 counter on the Spark Double. If you took a second Spark Double or something that would actually clone the Spark Double, like Mirror Image, you could sit there and click on the Spark Double infinitely, and this was the way things actually were set up in the rules. But as Core 2020 comes forward, the actual comprehensive rule around cloning is now taking effect, and you will no longer be able to click on it infinite times to make it copy the text over and over again. Now what happens is when a clone copies a clone, the copy itself, ad nauseum interaction, this rule changes so it does. Copying something else wipes out other bonuses of the first copying effect. So when you copy, each new copy wipes out the initial rendition of the card. So the new copy is a brand new copy. It no longer stacks the text as it was doing. So do know that this is something that has happened with Spark Double, and this is why the change was there. Everything else is mostly affecting Modern, and mostly stuff like that, so it's not really. If you do want to see more of the comprehensive rule changes, do go and check it out on the news side of Wizards of the Coast. There was also some Oracle changes to a bunch of cards, but it's nothing crazy. It's just they're changing like wording from permanent to Planeswalker and creature and stuff like that. So do note on stuff like that. So hopefully I keep this short and sweet. But that was This Week in Magic. I'm trying to cut these videos down as much as I can, because I know they get upwards to a half hour, so it is quite crazy. If you guys can, please like and subscribe below. Share this around. Let's get the viewership up on here. And I will see you guys next week, and good luck with your pre-release.